G'day guys, how's it going? Thank fuck it's Friday. God, if it was on YouTube, I'd probably get demonetized or something from having a swear word like in the first couple of minutes of actual YouTube. Anyways, on bees. Now, bushfires have been raging, things are still going on. We've had some rain, but there's still, it's not hugely in the media now, it's being overshadowed by a whole lot of other things. There's still bushfires going on, there's still a drought, there's still lots of crap. So, what's with the bees? Well, the bees, people who have bees have them in and around some of the forests and stuff, and some of the native bees in particular. They don't grow a whole lot. They don't have massive hives like honeybees do. They may produce, like an actual production-wise, Australian native bees, which are mostly solitary. As far as I know, there's like over 200 different species of native Australian bees. A lot of them are stingless. Very few of them are social. That they're in a hive, and they unfortunately will die because of the fires. And a few people have volunteered to hive sit. I haven't been able to keep my pulse on it that much, but actually having little bee houses and stuff growing in your backyard to encourage native bees. Also, there's also a few people that you can look up hive sitting, see if you can hive sit for somebody. You can actually buy a whole box, including bees and all that. I think it's for about $500-600 for Australian native bees. But bees are also essential for pollinizing foods and vegetables and stuff like that. So we need to protect our bees, and bees are very important in general. So that's why I'm not into the GMO stuff with having nicotinoids in them. Like a lot of the foods that they have, Monsanto is being one of the biggest companies that genetically modifies stuff. Why? Because the nicotinoids that in the genetically modified stuff to reduce the use of pesticides actually kills the bees. Then you get into a whole lot of genetic modification with self-pollinizing, messed with plants and stuff like that. I just I don't know how I feel about that. Having a plant that produces nicotinoid naturally as a pesticide. I don't know. Darwin not at its finest, that's human interference. But some of it can be naturally done, and people have been crossbreeding naturally strains of different foods and that to get what we have today. When you look at the origin of foods, what the original food was and what it is now is vastly different. However, getting back to bees. When was the last time you saw a bee? Can you identify any native bees? Would you bee sit? Would you have native bees in your backyard? Just have a little bee house or insect house, or even have a hive. They don't take up a lot of room. You just put them somewhere and let them do their thing. Check on them occasionally, make sure they're not being preyed upon by others. I'm looking into that, having some bees in my backyard and having a little greenhouse and letting them do their thing, because that's kind of cool. Aside from wind pollination, just like bee pollination, have bees, and maybe you can get some honey out of it, because it actually takes quite a bit of effort to keep honeybees. So looking at keeping some native bees, because they're kind of cool. It's native stingless bees. I want to help the bees survive. Anyways, bees. Also, there's quite a few people who sell native Australian honey. They have honeybees, and there's also some native Australian bees. Native Australian bee honey is vastly different from normal honey. It's a lot more liquid, and they only produce maybe a kilo at most a year. So that's quite expensive to actually get native Australian stingless bee honey. But there's also plenty of people who also produce native Australian honey from honeybees. The honey shed is one of them. I bought some stuff off them. Oh my god, it looks so good. There's some awesome products. There's honey, And they also sell products made from honey, which is awesome. But support your local, like your beekeepers and all that, because they kind of suffer from a lot of the stuff that the other farmers and that as well. Like Australia has great agricultural background, and I want to support those guys, because it's not easy, particularly when there's drought, and there's actually a bit of a honey shortage. Particularly when there's drought, what this means is there's less flowers, so the bees have less pollen, so they have less honey. So it means that people will be importing a lot more from overseas. But if we buy Australian, then hopefully they can, buy enough water or get, access to enough water or flowers to be able to create more and just keep the money in Australia. Anyways, I'll check out you guys later. Check out your local garden, see if you can see any native Australian bees. Buy some honey if you like honey. Some people don't like honey. Or you can buy honey products. Anyways, look it up. See if you can actually keep some honeybees or bees, native Australians, in your backyard. If you have a backyard. Anyway, catch you later. Bye.